So just to be clear, the premise of this video isn't me trying to find the every piece stalemate in the wild, as it were. I'm just playing with myself, trying to see if it's technically something that could happen within the rules of chess. All that being said, let's see if we can make this happen. Knights are likely to be at least somewhat bothersome as they can jump over other pieces. As such, there are some specific spaces we'll be wanting to put them on, and we're going to need to get them there before we do a lot of our pawn moves. We specifically want to put our G knight on H1 and our B knight on D1. To that end, we make the following moves. H4, H6, Rook H3, G6, Knight F3, F6, Knight D4, E6, Knight F5, D6, Knight G3, C6, Knight H1, B6, Knight C3, A6, E3, H5, King E2, G5, Queen E1, F5, Knight D1. Now that we have the knights where we want them, our next major task is shoving our queen in the corner. It seems like the best place for her given the fact that queens, of course, have notoriously excellent movement, so from the corner she hopefully won't be able to do much. To get to this point, we make the moves D5, C4, B5, King D3, Bishop H6, King C3, Queen D7, Bishop D3, Queen D8, Bishop E4, Queen D7, Queen E2, Queen D8, Queen D3, Queen D7, Queen B1, Queen D8, A3, Queen D7, Rook A2, Queen D8, Queen A1, Queen D7, Bishop B1. You'll note that I've shifted from moving the black pawns forward to just shuffling the black queen back and forth. That's because if the pawns got much closer, they would be hampering our king's motion prematurely, as well as prevent our h-rook from getting across to where the party is, without manslaughter. Which is exactly what we're going to be doing next, with Queen D8, Rook F3, Queen D7, Rook F4, Queen D8, Rook D4, G4, Rook D3, Queen D7, King D4, F4, Rook C3, F3, Rook C2. As you can see, our A-Rook, Queen, and Bishops are all hopelessly trapped with nowhere to go. Our Knights each only have one legal move, G3 and C3, which are soon going to be blocked by a pawn and our king respectively. And blocking C3 will also put a cork on this newly arrived rook's last possible vector of motion. So yeah. Now we just need to bring down the black pawns to hold back the white pawns and control every space around the king. Queen F7, King C3, D4 check, King B3, D3, King C3, B4 check, King D4, B3, King C3, A5, G3, A4, King D4, E5 check, King C3, E4, King D4, C5 check, King C3. It's black to move, and as long as I don't put white in check or otherwise mess up this stalemating structure we've built here, we will get our stalemate. Before we finalize it though, this is why I highly doubt you could ever make this happen in the wild. It's black to move, and black has a very easy mate in one from this position, which is simply Queen G7 checkmate, among many other possible moves. The fact of the matter is that trying to get yourself stalemated in this way leaves you in such a weak position that even a total novice should be able to checkmate you from here. And that's assuming you even still have all your pieces intact after leaving so many of them hanging on several different occasions. Nevertheless, today we ask if it is possible to stalemate chess with every piece still on the board, and King E7 proves that yes, while it's unlikely to ever happen in the wild, it is technically possible to do just that. And there we go, another video and challenge completed? My one request for my laughable contribution to chess today is that if no one's already done so, I'd like to coin this board state as the CMeeCraft Stalemate.